Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Molly here, and I know y'all have been not watching my videos. I know a lot of you are probably on summer break. I'm sorry for the last video where I was kind of a little bit mean about things, but I'm not going to be like that now because I can understand people on summer vacation and they have to do stuff. Some people might be occupied with summer school because I know summer school has officially started. People who are in summer school, I feel like that's a little bit better. I want to go in summer school because I'm bad at math. If you're good at math, please tutor me in the comments because I need it. I need it badly. Tell me your phone number in the comments, please. Or message me, please. Because I need help on math. Me being 10 years old, I should know how to do math. I don't even know my multiplication facts. Like, ask me what 8 times 8 is, and I will tell you I don't know. But, so yes. Right now you see that there's really nothing in the corner because this is just my jewelry box and my second jewelry box because I don't keep a lot of stuff in here. It's really random because I have a Lego in there and stuff. Oh my god. There's my baby alive doll too. You can't see the other one because she's in the bed. But yeah, and that's my baby. I'm gonna be putting clothes on her. But yeah, there's my keyboard. I literally left it there, but I don't really care. But yeah, that corner has no fish tank or anything right there. But I basically just told you I am going to be getting a betta fish. Now, betta fish, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks because I've had 2 before. This will be my 3rd one. They've lived my last one, it was a girl. Her name was Stephanie, and she lived for almost 3 years. I loved that. When she passed away, I was absolutely devastated because she was my best betta fish I ever had. My other one that I had, his name was, what was his name? I was not as devastated, but I was really sad. What was it? I was like 4 years old. So I'm 10 years old now, so that was 5 years ago. I don't know. His name was, hold on, I have a list of them. I have something, and I wrote down his name because I was thinking of names. Let's see. His name was Flash. His name was Flash. His name was Flash because he looked very bright. I had 2 blue ones. I just randomly picked out Stephanie because it was off of my favorite TV show. Full House. I'm such a 90s girl. Why am I such a 90s girl? And I was born in 2000s. What those birds? Be quiet for once. Yeah, I don't have any birds, but I want to get one. And now I know that they're so noisy. But whatever. So tomorrow I'll not be vlogging because so I'm just going to go and give you some tips and tricks. Now, for one thing, I'm going to go on and start off with tips and tricks of naming your betta. I don't have any pictures of bettas. I will show you tomorrow, and we'll both observe its behavior and before I name it. If I go on and pick a name right now, then if I already know which color I want. I had 2 blue bettas, so I really but if they didn't have the colors and they only had blues, then I'll have to get a blue. Because blue bettas are really common, actually. So here's all my names. I crossed them out. I spent till almost 3 o'clock in the morning up here. And that 3 a.m. scary thing, it's a myth. And if you say it's not, then you can go bye-bye off of my channel. If you say it is, please hit the subscribe button because it is not real. I've been up all night before. And you know what? I've been in my living room at 3 a.m. before. I've been outside at 3 a.m. before because I had to take my dogs outside because they were whining. And one just had a ew. It was just one ew. But yeah, we have boxers, so they really need to go out very frequently. I'm also gonna kind of turn this channel. I'm gonna do a lot of tips and tricks. I'm just doing this because I'm super excited that I'm getting a betta. So let's go on. So you want to know you can't really read my writing. It's like disgustingly, it's just, I don't know, it's just junk. But, so it says blue betas right here. Oh my god, focus. So it says blue beta names. So I did girls first. Girls I picked out. You don't have to pick any of these out if you don't want to. I crossed out one. And if I get a blue beta and it's a girl, I really want to name it Ocean. Because I feel like Ocean. But the way to name your beta is to observe it. If you don't observe it, then you will pick the wrong name. And you might actually fall into a different category of name-based. So, I just wrote down the colors. And I did these names all myself. I made all these up, but I want to observe my beta first. If I don't observe it, like with a goldfish, you don't really have to observe its behavior. Because if you want to name it, because I can't remember, I had 25 goldfish. But they all died in like a week. You know why? Because goldfish, you don't understand how to really care for them. So, it's basically the same with a beta. If you don't know how to properly care for a beta, if you don't know how to properly care for a goldfish, you're not going to know how to properly care for a beta. So if you don't know how to properly care for a goldfish, don't get a beta. I actually had a goldfish that only lived for a week. My last 2 goldfish, they lived for at least a year. The last goldfish, my very first goldfish, when it died, it was about 6 months old, which was pretty good. That means I could have gone a beta fish at that time because I took good care of it. Because I was about 3 turning 4 when I got my first beta fish. I was 3 when I got my first goldfish. And, so yeah. I'm just gonna put that in a random drawer that I have, but I don't care. So, to observe your beta fish, you're gonna want to see how it swims. Does it swim gracefully? Because if it swims gracefully, the best name you want to pick out. So let's say you get a blue beta fish right here, and it swims so gracefully. You know how the Ocean will be a great name because Ocean. If it's a girl, I will do boys in a minute. But if it's a girl, name it Ocean. If it swims gracefully, or a different kind of grace, like maybe Sapphire. Sapphire's really good. So these 2 names will be great if they swim. Sapphire and Ocean, they will swim. If your beta fish swims really gracefully, the ocean, the waves go really gracefully. It's like this, so. Pick out a name for if it swims really fast and it's if it's a yellow beta, and it's a boy, what you need to do is name it Flash or Speedy. Speedy will be a good name, Flash or Speedy. And I don't know if some people really understand this about betas. They can die really easily if you don't do the proper care. So if you don't have the proper care, the best fish for you would be probably from Walmart. Because they don't take care of their fish. Do never get a beta fish from Walmart. You will see that people have put them in tanks. That you see that people have put them in bowls with a little bit amount of water. And they are still alive, but they're dying. So if you see that, please put it back in its little tank thingy. And PetSmart does this. PetSmart was the one who got Walmart into putting them in these little jars. I absolutely hate that because it's so hard for them to turn. They used to have little buckets. That's when I got my first beta fish. It came in a little bucket and we kept it in there because it was happy. Do never think it's okay to keep a beta fish in those small tanks that are not. Sorry to your noise, because my sister's probably complaining. Do never keep them in that small tank. They will die. They will feel like that they're up for adoption again. So please either put them in a tank or a bowl. If you're going to do alright, let's get back to the names. I'll get to the bowls and stuff in a minute, but Yeah, I'm just going to put my LPS family in here, even though we're focusing on betta fish. I know that they make fish LPS. I have one, but they actually do make betta fish. Betta LPS, but they're super rare and I don't have one. You might not know this, but betta fish, they are just about the size as a fish LPS. They are super tiny and they're only $7 at Walmart or PetSmart. PetSmart, I feel like, just does not care about the betta fish, but they care more than they do at Walmart. Walmart is just a bad environment for betta fish because they always just care for those fish in the tank. I hate that. I feel like they should care for everyone. And since they have those big old tanks, why not put a betta fish in a big old tank? So let's get back. So if it's a girl and it's yellow, let me go back to boys. So if it's a boy betta fish, the only really name I have is Bubbles. But if it swims gracefully and it makes a lot of bubbles, if it swims gracefully, I would say maybe name it something. Maybe find a gender neutral name for a betta fish because I don't really have too much to tell you. So if it's a girl and it's a yellow betta, they actually do have a lot of these. But if it's a girl and it's oh my gosh, I already got to yellow. But if it's a girl and it's very graceful, name it Dandelion. Because dandelions go very graceful. They float really graceful and but for a blue betta, if you name it Dandelion, I don't think it would be such a good match because of its scale color. Now, I could be completely wrong. You don't have to take my advice because that's just normal. Now, that's probably all the examples I want to do. Sorry if you just saw my nightgown. You didn't see my face, though. If you did, please tell me because I want to delete this video and make a new one. So, I'm going to use this fish to talk now. Because we're talking about bettas and their fish. So, why not? Now, we're going to talk about bowls and tanks. Which one is better for a betta fish? I feel like if you get a large enough bowl, it will be fine for a betta. But if you get a small bowl and it's about this big, you can't really do much because your betta is just going to be swimming around in there like this, going back and forth and turning around, and they're not going to be happy. They're going to be looking at you like, can you please keep the tank? I actually do have a tank. I'm thinking about getting a bowl to test it out, but we're not going to get a small bowl. And I feel like tanks are actually a bit better. But if you get ill betta fish, then you want a bowl. If you're trying to save a betta fish and it's ill, I would if you want a betta fish and it's ill, and you get one and it's ill, and you put it in a tank, it's just gonna die almost 2 weeks later because it cannot go get enough oxygen. Fish, they do breathe mostly underwater, but don't believe SpongeBob SquarePants all the time because SpongeBob SquarePants, fish can go up there and get a little bit of an air bubble. They make a bubble and then it catches air, then they suck it back down to breathe, and then they go back down to the bottom. So if it's ill, you want to get a wide bowl, a small one, but you want it to also be tall enough. If it's too tall, if you get a 5-meter bowl, then that's not going to be good, believe it or not, because bowls can be tiny. I'm going to try to talk my mom into letting me do the tank because I feel like I want to get, make it feel a little bit happy. I don't want to get ill one. If I do end up getting an ill one, then okay. Then alright. I'm probably thinking about getting an ill one and putting it in a small bowl because I feel so sad for those ill ones, and I am personally a real fish lover. Even though every time in my videos you'll see a little doggy calendar. I am a real big dog lover, but I love dogs just a little bit more than fish. But I also have a really kind heart for fish, as fish they're not those big of pets and stuff. Now we're gonna go on to genders because I really need to get this over with. We're gonna go on to genders and what gender you should get. So actually, but overall, I think a tank will be really better for a betta fish. If it's a big one, then okay, get a tank. But if it's a really active one, but okay. Now let's see. Let's say you're a girl, and because most of my subscribers are girls. Let's say you're a girl and you go to the pet shop and you look at bettas and you tell your mom and you ask your mom if you're just going to PetSmart to get some cat or dog food or whatever food you need to get for your pet. Then you look at the bettas and you're like, I really want to get a betta. So you ask your mom, hey mom, can I please get a betta? And she says, yes, but you can only pick out one. And then you're like puzzled because you don't know what gender you want to get. And you kind of just sit there for a minute and observe them swimming. Well, you still need to get that food. But we're just not going to talk to that, just not going to go into that. But when you're like, should I get a girl or a boy? Let's say you have a girl dog and you're getting some dog food. And you really enjoy having a girl dog. And then you need to picture. Then what you need to do is picture yourself looking at that betta fish and seeing which one is best. If you picture yourself not even caring for that betta fish, if it's a girl, then get a boy. If you picture yourself getting a boy and you don't care for it, get a girl. It's easy. It's really simple and easy. Okay, guys. Now we're going to talk about the best food, and then I'm going to end my video because I'm going to try to add some music to it. I would recommend Top Fin because they have the best betta fish food. But betta fish food could actually be used to feed goldfish, but you can only give a little bit at a time mixed in with their real goldfish food. Goldfish food is fine. Any fish food is fine for a betta because they're normally on their own diet. And stuff like, if you give betta fish food that is not part of their diet, that they have not eaten, then that can really mess up their stomach. And that's probably what happened in my first one. I was really little and I did not know how to take care of it. So I fed it something else out of its diet. And it got holes in its fins because it was not getting enough energy and it tore up its stomach and stuff. That sounds kind of gross, but it's we all have our organs. If you think it's gross, then it's our organs. But now I feel like it really matters if you feed it in its diet. Like, if you feed a goldfish food and they fed it goldfish food when it was born, then okay, that's good because you can feed it goldfish food. And you can also feed a betta food because betta fish food is actually the best, I would say. But, I need to do some editing. I'm going to try. And, for all you fish lovers out there, and if you're just getting a betta in like a couple weeks, I'm getting mine tomorrow. If you're getting a betta today and you don't know what you should do with a bow or anything or how to name it, please use my tips and tricks because for someone who's going to get a betta fish for their third time in a row, you should probably take advice from them. Also, you could go look up some other YouTubers. So, bye.